this girl starts acting like I'm Aladdin.
That's
Straight
hot.
up. It was hot.
Yeah.
What'd she do? Cut off your hands because you stole something
Yeah.
from a Turkish bazaar?
Street rat. No, she was like, you want to ride me like that magic carpet type shit. It was hot. I'm not going to lie.
Halloween is a good time to soft
It's a
launch
good time.
roleplay.
Hey guys, it's Neel Nanda. Welcome to Girls on Guys. I can't help do an intro without doing a wacky voice. I am really excited for today's episode. First, we have Neel Nanda.
Hey, what's good, guys? I'm Neel Nanda, comedian, sex goddess.
Yeah, you are.
Hell yeah, you'll find out. You're about to find out.
Bree, take it away.
Oh, and I'm Bree Essrig. I am a writer, an actor, and a host, and a sex worker. That's right. I have an OnlyFans. Sorry, Mom.
Let's get into it. I feel like that's the thing too. Like it's just like we get in. You got to get comfortable with people.
Oh, yeah, we
before
chill.
I'm like, so describe to me in detail. What does your pussy look like? It's
Yeah,
just like
I feel you,
nobody.
I
I'm not
feel you.
Howard
Yeah.
Stern. I can't be
Right.
like, okay, now bend over. Okay, no.
Spread the cheeks.
No, let me see your ass. Okay, thank you for that. We do have some questions, and I'm
yeah.
excited about a lot of them because I think we have a lot of them, and they
Hell
are
yeah,
really
dude.
good. And so we'll go through a few of them. And okay, somebody wants us to talk about post-nut clarity. Did you have post-nut clarity after you jerked off after taking
on
Molly?
No, because I want to jerk off immediately after. Like
Again?
within minutes. Yeah, within like 3 minutes. There was no clarity. The clarity was like, you know what?
I should
I
do that
should do it again.
Yeah, I should do that.
That was the
again.
clarity for me. Well, post-nut clarity, I think that's in reference to you nut because you're in nut head. You got like nut brain.
Head?
You got nut brain going on, you know what I mean? And so then you nut and then you're like, whoa, I shouldn't have nut there. I'm sorry, Dad, or whatever. You know, like that's I think what post-nut clarity is referring to.
Dad
right?
likes it in the mouth,
Yeah.
not on the chest.
Sorry, Dad. I know you. Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up.
I know you were hungry.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I think that's what they refer to as post-nut clarity. I'm trying to think if there was ever a time where like I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. No, not really. You're not.
Well, I guess my definition of post-nut clarity
Mm-hmm.
is that you can be so revved up sexually in your brain that you're kind of willing to do anything. Like you're like, if you live like on the west side and somebody's like, you can fuck me, but I live all the way in Pasadena, you're like, we gotta go now to
Yeah.
Pasadena. Let's go. You make bad choices, I think.
Right, but I think the clarity comes when it's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Right? Is that the clarity?
I think
It's like, I got to drive home now.
Oh, I gotta drive home now. Yeah, I've done a bunch of
Yeah.
those. Yeah, of
well,
course.
I think the clarity even will come from like oh man, I can't believe I snapped out of it. It's almost like you're hangry, but for coming. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where you snap at people and you're like, I'm just fucking hungry, and you eat and you're like, wow, I feel so much better. I
It's
thought
like-
I was really
yes.
moody. And then it's like that with post-nut clarity is like that with coming.
With coming, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
You know
cool.
how, like,
I'm
Sorry,
chill
so you to
now.
get that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It was like a sneeze. Like I just fucking
You know how you're watching porn, you come and then you were like, what was I watching? Fuck this. And then you
Yeah.
have to shut it off immediately. That is
Yeah.
post-nut
It's
I've
silly.
done that before, yeah.
Porn is like so silly to me after I've come. I'm
Oh,
like, this is ridiculous.
It's comical.
Please stop.
It's funny.
This is silly.
Yeah.
I think that it is silly. It's
silly as
so
fuck, yeah.
theatrical in a way that like it's funny.
But there's ways to get around that. You know what I'm saying? There's like genres that aren't that.
yes.
You know what I mean? There's genres where it's like, oh, they actually wanted to fuck each other.
But then people say that they're like, oh, there's genres for that. I'm like, I'm not trying to be the Encyclopedia Britannica.
What do you mean encyclopedia? Like you can't like type a word?
You
can't type a word,
I don't
girl?
want to have to like sift through
You guys,
all of the porn.
You find what you like
feel
and you
that.
go to it. You know what I'm saying? It's like finding a good restaurant. I don't want to I gotta try all the food. What do you mean? Like just whatever
Well,
food's there.
what I
No.
don't like
You say,
about-
I want Thai food, you will get Thai food,
Okay,
right?
but what's
you want
hard-
Thai food, you want Thai food.
I think what's like kind of what is like more like the most straight and narrow normal
Mm-hmm.
thing that I think most people would want to see, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
is very difficult to find, which is like, I'm like, I just want to see a hot woman fucking a hot man.
That's out there. It's so easy.
So weirdly hard. No,
So
it's
hard
like,
to find.
It's
No.
hard to find.
There's there's like a series called like Hot Guys Fuck or something like that, and there's hot guys fucking hot girls. Like that's
Okay.
it.
My problem is
see how
I
simple
judge
that was?
it based
Hot
off
guys
of the
fuck.
rating. Like
Is
if you're
the
on the
what?
homepage of the hub and you're looking at ratings of the video,
Why
that's
you
how
get
I am
ratings?
like,
Why are you doing this? Why?
because I'm
What are you
stupid.
doing?
We've
This
established
is not
You're looking
Yelp.
at Rotten Tomatoes.
Yo, this is not
Yeah, I
Yelp.
will
Yeah,
say-
what
I
you
will
doing?
say-
Yeah.
You know the
My
critics
browse-
suck. dude.
Yeah, I know, right, dude?
way I
Look at the
browse-
audience score, dude.
Well, I'll do first. I'll
That's where
type
the
in
post nut
name.
clarity at.
I'll
Yeah.
type in the name of the person. Like
Okay.
I have specific people that I like to watch
All right.
make
I
porn.
respect
Now
that.
I'm
And
like
then
that
I go
too.
to the
I'm like that
rating.
too a little bit. Yeah.
And I'm
as-
like, wait, what is their top rated video?
Oh,
I need
you-
to start with that.
Nah,
get
you
more and
go
more
with what you like.
disappointed.
You know, sometimes you like.
You're like looking through the canon of like De Niro. You're like, I'll start with Taxi Driver.
yeah, we'll
and then
start
I'll go to
there,
Mean
yeah.
Streets.
Then we'll go to Godfather. You know.
Yeah. I think that's a respectable way. I think that there's a misnomer that women don't experience post-nut clarity, hence it being called a nut. And I think that it is a universal,
Yeah.
genderless
Let's call it
thing.
post-jizz clarity.
Post-jizz
Or
clarity.
post-cum clarity.
Post-cum clarity.
The
Yeah.
alliteration there.
It really is, because I think that it's really just an experience that, because I think sometimes when a guy comes from a girl that he's like, oh, I didn't even really want to have sex, but I just like, I did it. And then after they come, they're kind of like, all right, I need to leave as soon as possible.
Immediately.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah,
I have to go.
immediately,
I hate the
yeah.
nail and bail, but I have to, because I actually, after I come, I realize I hate you.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what
you
happens.
smell weird. Yeah. Why do you smell like that?
You smell like a glass of milk.
Yeah. Why? Not like
And
almond
why did
milk.
it turn me on 5 seconds ago?
Yeah. Why did that work? Yeah.
No, but that's like, why does humping a pillow like turn you on? You know what I mean? Like, there's
I ain't
something.
never fucked no furniture in my life. I've never understood that.
Okay, holier
missed
than
out.
thou.
I am holier than that. I never come in a sock. I mean, just towels. Dude.
Okay, and he says he's a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan.
I
Never
know.
came in a
Fake
sock.
fan. Yeah. No, I mean, I just don't understand like why like the hand isn't good enough for you. Like why is your 5-digit friend not good enough
I
for
agree
you?
because I don't
What's wrong
use.
with the hair?
Well, I actually want to bring up another user question that I agree with in a lot of ways. Okay, so I don't use a vibrator. I don't like to do that. I just like do the downstairs DJ party wicka wicka.
Skrillex. Yeah,
I
you
don't.
know
Yes, and I think so. This was the question. I will pull it up because I do think it's a notable one, and I've thought this often. So thoughts on vibrators in the bedroom and in general. Do they outsource pleasure in a way that is harder to reach climax with an actual person?
I think
Interesting.
if you know the person and you know what to do, then I don't think it really matters. To be
I
honest,
agree
I mean,
with that.
that's how I feel. Cause like, can I give a story time real quick?
Yeah. Well, you have a
So-
joke. You have jokes about.
I do have
this.
jokes about it, but I saw my girl's vibrator and I just like made a joke about it. She's real mad about it. She's like, you're telling everybody I'm a fucking... Because I say she has a dildo and she didn't have a dildo. And then I left town for like a month and I came back and she had a dildo. So I was like, yeah, the joke came true. I manifested this. You're welcome.
You
know what I mean?
genied the joke.
I genied the joke. But yeah, I think what it is like that, I feel like if that was a question from a dude, it might be like an insecure question because it's like maybe he can't put it down. And the thing is like all you got to do to put it down is just learn that person and ask them because like everyone's different. Like I'm sure I do it different than other dudes do it different. You know what I'm saying? And or I like certain things that I like doing. You just like you're a director. You're like a little that was good. Hey, more of that. You were in character. Whatever. But yeah,
Have fun with this one.
have fun
Yeah.
with have fun with this. No, definitely. You can definitely put more into it. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So like
we actually already got it. So
Yeah.
this is for you. Actually,
No,
this one's
yeah.
for you.
No, this one's for if you want to keep going, yeah, we can do this. Yeah, great improvisation. We'll use that next time. Whatever. Yeah. yeah. Bring that tomorrow. Yeah. So it's like you just direct it, and then you take directions. Like it's vice versa, and I think that's the most important thing. I don't think sex toys are a problem if you can do all that. And like I was very lucky. I was very fortunate because I learned how to do the thing when I was 16 because of a girl. Shout out Michelle. Shout out Michelle when
Hey,
you
Michelle.
my girl literally was like, how'd you learn how to do that? And I was like, Michelle. And then she was like, call Michelle and thank her right now. She legitimately was like, yo, tell Michelle
What's
thank
the
you.
thing?
Let me tell you the story. Well, no, just how to please a woman. Like
What'd you do?
I was all right, I'll tell you the story. So I was 16 years old. I basically just where the clit is. So like basically she just gave me a roadmap to where the clit was. Like that's basically all she did. But I was 16 years old and I was dating this girl named Taylor, right? Me and Taylor were going to the movies and I was doing the the DJ, the Skrillex down there,
Yeah.
and it was really like Skrillex because I was 16. I didn't know what I was doing. So it was legitimately
And you're like, is this even music?
Nah, it was. It was new. I was, I was ahead of the game.
It was avant-garde.
It was avant-garde,
Yeah.
exactly. So I was doing dubstep down there, and she was not like nothing was happening to her. She was just like, cool, like all right, yes, guys,
Ooh.
whatever. But I'm 16,
Didn't
okay.
know.
It's tough.
Didn't
So
know.
I go to my study group. It's me, this guy named Sean, Shri, because he's from Sri Lanka. We call him Shri. So it's me, Shri, and Michelle, right? Me, Shri, and Michelle, chemistry study group, and I'm like, smell it. smell this shit, you know, to Sean, not to Michelle, you know, like to.
Oh my dear
We're
Lord.
16.
Okay,
and
yeah.
he's like, oh, I don't know what that is, you know. You know, he's like freaking out. He's freaking out, and then Michelle's like, oh, congratulations, you know, she's cool, she's a homie. She's like, hey, congrats, it's cool you did that. And then she was like, did she come? I was like, oh, she came 8 times, yo, it was crazy, you know, whatever. And then she like,
Michelle smelled the bullshit.
she smelled the
on your
bullshit.
finger.
She smelled the bullshit on my hand. And so Michelle was like, yo, did you touch the clit? I was like, I touched all the clits. All of them. All 8, 12 clits. All of them. I found them, all the clits. They're everywhere.
It was
right?
whack-a-mole.
It was
with
whack-a-mole
clit.
clits. And then Michelle was like, what did you do? And I was like, you know, and I showed her the Skrillex, you know, I showed her the whole thing. And she was like, yo, there's no way that girl enjoyed what you did to her.
Shout out Michelle.
And I was like, for real? She looked like she is like, what did she look like? I was like she normally looks.
Well, sometimes you just actually fake it, so it's over.
Maybe,
You're like, oh, that was so good. Oh my God, can we stop now? Thank you.
God,
Oh, no,
wow,
I came like 8 times. That was
Yeah,
so
it
good.
was amazing. You touched all the clits. So Michelle like pulls up. We're like studying chemistry. She Googles vagina, like gets the whole diagram. We're now doing anatomy. We're doing, you know, a different subject completely. Pulls out the vagina. She's like, here, you gotta lift this. You gotta do this. Try this motion.
And she's 16 and she knows this?
Yeah.
I didn't even know this when I was 16.
Michelle was a freak.
Yeah,
okay?
for
Michelle was
real.
a
dude.
freak.
Michelle was a freak though. She dated older dudes type girl. You know what I mean? Like she had a dude who was
Shout
like,
out to all
that's
the
definitely
Michelles
Yeah,
who
that's
taught
great.
men
Yeah.
how to pleasure.
Yeah. Michelle.
So then, did you put it in practice?
So I go to the movies the next week. Yo, I mean, like I was doing the Skrillex, and she was reacting like it was Skrillex. She was like,
Yes.
yo, this girl was trying to go to the movies every weekend. She was like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We go on Monday. We don't got school on Monday. We can go to the movies during. I'm like, yo, I can't go to the movie. I don't got money for the movie like that.
You were like a vibrator with
Yeah.
sentience
Well,
for her.
the thing is, she probably had other 15, 16-year-olds that were, you know, hey, whatever, fucking, yeah, I'm doing it.
Thumb war with her fucking clip.
Thumb
Like,
war, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
thumb, I won
No,
again.
I fucking
You
lost.
suck at this game,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, best 2 out of 3. Yeah. No, so and then she was just like, she was sweating. She was like panting. It was a whole like, the people were like, shut up. Like, we're trying to watch the movie.
Honestly,
you know?
if people were like, if children were fingering each other in a movie I was trying to enjoy, I would be like, I'm not even sure I'm legally allowed to be here.
Yeah.
It's just like,
we sat in the back.
am I in
yo.
a child pedophile sex ring right now? Like, this is too much. Actually.
Never
Bill Clinton,
look
what are you
behind
doing?
you
It's crazy.
at a movie theater ever, or you could go to jail.
For real, yeah. So I was in the back of the movies doing the damn thing, you know. And shout out to Michelle. I tell you know, like legitimately my girl now said one time, like it was years ago. She was like, how the fuck did you know how to and all that? And I was like, yeah, Michelle. Like, and I kept taking lessons, by the way, because I wanted to improve.
With Michelle?
Yeah, because like, so the next day I was like, all right, I gotta do something new. You know what I mean? Like, cause like, yo, I already gave her that. What else you got? And then Michelle was like, try this, and then I tried that, and then she was like, yo, you know, it was like. It was a whole situation, and because we were in a study group, so every time we would study, I would take notes.
You would study.
I would study. You know what I
the
mean?
pussy.
Yeah, I would study the pussy. So every week I got a little education. Shout out to Michelle. Thank you so much. Like I have to thank her. You know, I gotta let her
Damn.
know.
I like to think I'm the Michelle of my friends.
That's what you got. But the thing is, most guys
Yeah.
just need
I
a
like to.
Michelle.
You
Most
just
guys
need
like.
a Michelle.
That's all I'm
growing up.
saying. Is like I feel bad like when they're like, oh, guys don't know how to do blah blah blah. I'm like, just get one girl to show you. Like,
yeah, I
and then-
guess so. But that I feel like comes with intimacy, and I think some people are also. It's very vulnerable to say like, "Hey, I don't know how to do this thing," and it's scary. And I think
It
the
is.
younger you are, the scarier it is, or actually, the older you are, the scarier it is to say that.
Yeah, I mean, because I wanted to learn.
We
was
just
like,
need more comprehensive sex education,
Yeah,
honestly,
possibly.
because
Yeah, but that'd be weird in gym class if like your like tennis instructor is like, okay, this is like after they teach you like XYZ about the birds and the bees, and like now we're gonna teach you how to make a like someone come, and you're like, I'm pretty sure this is illegal.
But
You're
yeah,
doing this,
yeah,
like,
right. Your teacher's
an
like,
adult
"All right,
teaching
so
a
it's the
teenager
clit,
how to,
yeah.
how to make someone come.
Yeah.
Sounds like
yeah,
grooming.
you're right. That doesn't sound okay. But no, I'm saying is like I wanted to learn when I was 16. I was like, oh my god, I would
Yeah.
love to know, because like I don't want like girls talking shit. I didn't want like the girl to not enjoy it.
Neil
you
doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't
Like,
want word
oh
to
my
go
god, he
around.
like it hurt, you know, whatever. I didn't want that.
Yeah.
So
Well, so Bree, I want to ask you because I mean, do you use vibrators?
oh yeah,
Okay, and do you use them with a partner?
Mhm.
Okay, and then have you had anybody that's been like hey, I'm not really that comfortable with that.
No, I have friends that are though. That are always like, don't you get desensitized to it? That's not a thing. It's actually been proven that that's not a thing.
I don't think it's a thing either.
Yeah,
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
and the thing is, I can go acapella or
acapella,
acoustic,
yeah, I
whatever.
like that. I
Yeah.
like that. Acapella,
acoustic.
Yeah.
I can do that and come 7 times in a row.
Like,
Like
so you
that-
go
I don't have a
analog.
problem.
You'll go
Yeah.
analog with the digits.
Yeah,
And then
but
sometimes you're
then
like, I gotta get an
vibrators-
electric guitar in here.
Mhm.
Yes, and then the orgasm
Yeah,
is
plug it
so,
in, yeah.
it's so intense that I don't need to keep coming from vibrators. But like finger, you could go all day.
All day, all
It's
day,
like
all day.
it's just a different experience.
I just
Yeah.
like to play devil's advocate just because I think this is maybe I think I was always a little phobic of them.
Yeah.
Because
a lot of people are.
yes, and I was like, well, I don't want to. Sometimes I already have a hard time coming with a partner that I was like, I don't want to incorporate this like device, and then maybe I lose that connection of being able to reach climax with a person. And I'm also like a bit afraid of that. And then the incorporation of something in the bedroom, which I have never done. Unless I've hooked up with a woman, done that, but that makes more sense because you kind of need like hardware for that. But with a dude, I don't want him to then. I think I'm just I placate to male desire so much that I'm like, well, I don't want them to feel uncomfortable, so I'll just experience less pleasure.
I used to
You
do
know?
that, and now I don't.
And I think I just don't want them to be insecure that I'm like, hey, your dick, it's not really cutting it. So I'm going to have to bring in this tutor to help me, Yeah. And I think sometimes it's like, oh, well, if I use a jackhammer on something, then a regular hammer is not going to work as well as
No, it's not true. Though.
That's not true.
It's not true.
It's a misconception. And also, I feel like there's so many positions that women can't come in anyway.
Yes,
like, I'm not
very
going to
true.
come from missionary, so you may as well
See,
throw
opposite.
something on
I can't
top.
come from doggy.
I can't come from doggy unless my clit's stimulated.
Yeah.
So
Right.
if you're pounding on me from behind, from wherever, if I can slip it in there a little bit and like make sure that I'm also coming, why would I have sex at this point without coming? I spent too many years, my
Not
teenage
coming,
years,
yeah.
not coming and placating to men that I'm just like sick of it. I'm gonna come no matter what.
Hell yeah,
Really?
dude.
See,
Sorry.
that's
I have to be
actually
selfish.
That's really cool because I think sometimes I don't come every time. I think I come like 98% of the time. I'm
Yeah.
like pretty
That's
like
pretty good. Batting
easy.
average. Yeah,
Honestly,
solid.
like pretty damn good. But I think sometimes I just like it. I just enjoy being there. I think men's sexual experience is usually it's very punctuated. It's like I get turned on and then it's done when I'm done. When I complete, when I finish. And a woman doesn't have that. It's not as much of a finite like end period for us. So it's
Yeah.
like we can come and we can still
It's
keep
like
going.
to be continued. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But I think that I could just have sex and not have an orgasm and be like, I still had a great time. I still, and sometimes I think my head's not in the game. It's really that like it's
Yeah.
so psychological for me. Where if I'm like me and my like partner, if we're like, I don't know, let's say in the middle of the day, we're like, hey, let's be like bang. And I'm like, yes, this is fun, but I'm like, I have an email draft open that I have to like literally complete, right? Like, and I'm just like thinking, it's not that I'm not present with him, but I'm also thinking about other things and it's hard for me to let go, which is it's more of a me problem, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think I'm okay with not coming every time, and it has nothing to do with my partner's capability. Because sometimes I'm like, it'll be the easiest thing in the world for me, and I'm like, oh, it's so mental, it's so psychological.
Yeah.
I think men are built like a Henry Ford like Model T, where it's just like,
it'll
oh,
get you
there's
there.
the issues right there, and a
turn it
woman,
on, yeah.
a woman's a Prius. You pop the trunk, you pop the hood, and you're like, I don't even know what this is,
Yeah,
and
do I
so
plug it in.
yeah, it's really difficult. It's so much more complex. And I think that it's really, if you just touch a guy in a certain way, he's going to come.
You know,
Exactly.
I think,
That's why I think you can zone out during sex sometimes and just let him come and not be fully in it, and that's okay too.
you know,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
kinda-
I think that's also a little bit of a misconception with men too.
Really?
I will say that like sometimes there is some mental situation. Like it's not
Yeah.
okay. It's a difference between like 3 minutes, but it's you know what I mean. It's a difference between like oh you just came really quick because he's like whatever. But like sometimes mentally you know you're not all there. It's like oh it may be a little tougher to. You know, I'm not saying you guys have a hard time doing it, but it's just like it may add a couple minutes to the situation. You know what I mean? It may add 10 minutes to the thing, or may or sometimes a lot of guys like we do kind of similar, like how girls are like it's not faking, but it's like you're like oh I faked it, it's over, that was so good. with guys sometimes it's like, let me just get in my head to just get this over with. Sometimes, like, I'll just be like, think of those titties from last week that were bouncing on Venice Boulevard, and the girl that, like, was walking the dog. Don't think of the dog, you know, whatever, you know. And so sometimes we'll just, like, take ourselves there. It's like,
okay.
it's done,
yeah,
you know?
that makes it all easy. I mean, women do that a lot, too. I think that's, like, the connection. Okay, that's good. All right.
But there is definitely a mental situation with dudes. And I think that's probably why, as, like, dudes get older, it's harder to get up. Like, we've just experienced and seen so much shit.
You're jaded.
I'm jaded, yeah.
Wow.
So I do think that's mental. Like, I've never had a problem with that. In fact, I've had a problem with, like, this is so personal. I've had
Get vulnerable.
I had a problem one time when I just, like, I got hard, but I just could not come.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was because I was drunk, right? So I had whiskey dick, but it wasn't whiskey dick because it was hard. So the girl was determined. Because she was like, you're there. And I was like, I know, but I'm not going to finish, you know?
That's kind of like what Molly sex is, honestly.
It's like that?
It's like you're going to get turned on, like, but it's so hard to have an orgasm, but it feels amazing, but you can't come.
But you're like,
that's most heteronormative sex for women.
Right. Yeah, basically. So I was just hard, and she was determined. Determined, like, whatever you want me to, because, like, I think maybe it was like an embarrassing thing for her. Like, she was like, if I don't make him come, like,
pride.
It's pride. It was pride. Yeah. So she was like, I got this. We're gonna do this. And so I was like, okay. I swear to God, it's like hours. I'm not like, I'm like, look.
And you're exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
Like, I'm good, dude.
I told her, I'm like, I'm good. You don't gotta do this. It's cool. Like, it's all good. I can just go to bed. We can do it in the morning. Whatever, you know. And, like, literally, like, sun's coming up type shit. Like,
oh my God.
I'm not even drunk.
I'd be like, leave me be.
Yeah, leave me alone. Please stop sucking my dick.
I respect this woman for doing that, because most men would never do that for a woman. Like, they would never take hours and hours.
I don't think hours. I don't think hours.
But
I think
she
half
did.
Yeah,
she
did.
Even still,
Respect.
she wanted it. She tried. She wanted you to get
well,
off.
I ended up coming eventually. It took hours. It took probably like 2 to 3 hours, I would say. Sun's coming up, you know. And I'm in college, you know. I finish. We fall asleep next to each other. We wake up, and I was like, "Wow, that was crazy. I can't believe like you did it all night." And then she was like, "Yeah, it was really what's going on?" And I was like, "She lost her voice
from
sucking my dick,
from sucking your dick
all night."
You Ursula
Respect.
that Ariel.
You Ursula.
I Ursula her. I did. She lost her voice. Shout out. Big shout out. I gotta give her a big shout out.
I feel like guys will do that actually though. Because
I think
guys I've definitely had that experience.
Pride,
it's ego and pride. Like, they're like, I will make you come.
Out of pride, like, I've done it before.
Yeah, but for hours?
I've done it before. I've done it before until she either faked it or she did. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did for a long time, probably an hour. Not hours, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe 45 to an hour.
I respect that level of commitment. 45 to an hour to make someone come, I think is decent. It's a decent thing to do.
Yeah.
I have another thing I want to talk about, because I'm actually I don't know really anything about this. So maybe you two can, I don't know, share your thoughts. Dominant girls and role play.
What about it?
I mean, some people just want us to kind of like talk about certain subjects. Some people have like very distinctive questions, and I think that this person's probably just curious as to thoughts. Do you do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a sex worker, so
yeah.
I'm always playing a character when I'm performing a sexualized version of myself. But role play can be so much fun, because you could, especially if you're a performer, you can literally dive into anyone at any time. There's so many costumes, so many wigs, like there's so many scenarios.
What are some fun ones that you've done?
Ooh, let's see. I did one that was, it was like a party scenario. This was like me talking with a partner and coming up with this thing ahead of time. We didn't actually go to a party. We just pretended we were at a party. And basically it ended in this weird horror, like trapped in the basement kind of fantasy. It didn't start that way. It was just like, ooh, I see you from across the party and I want to go over and talk to you, but I'm scared. Like, it starts off like that, and you sort of build the anticipation. It's like, oh, I see you too. What's your name? It's like you come up with these names, like your job, whatever.
I am Francesca.
Yeah, exactly.
I am Summer in here.
Yeah. There's one I did where it was like doctor patient.
Hey, yo.
That is so fun.
Don't you guys have confidentiality or something?
Yeah,
exactly.
HIPAA is a HIPAA violation.
It's a HIPAA violation right here. You know?
Absolutely, yes, and I will violate
hey,
all
yo.
day.
See, that's like so theatrical.
It's so fun,
I love
though,
that.
because you could, because you can bring comedy into it and it makes it better. Because if you're like, I'm a doctor, I'm gonna say doctor words, definitely
I
doctor
concur,
words.
Yeah. Okay.
Not shit I made up off the top of my head.
I would go dark with it and be like, it's definitely malignant.
See,
that
that's
dick
the
is
thing.
malignant.
It
What?
turns dark, but then
dick
it's
is
funny.
malignant.
And then
You
it's
got a
fun.
terminal dick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me put it to rest.
Yeah, I'd be like, so your blood pressure is pretty high for this medication already, and I'm afraid it's gonna spike it more. So I'm gonna have you come back. I just keep having them come back. We don't ever do this.
You never fuck.
No,
yeah.
you just put them in like a little tarp and make them wait for an hour.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
X-ray
That's
them.
like super BDSM that doctors do, where they're
Yeah.
like, that's the power play that they do. They're like,
Right.
hey, sit in this room fully naked with a weird little fucking blanket on you, and
but
we'll
let your
see.
but let your ass hang out.
And then
a
I'm gonna
little
like
bit, you
let
know?
one of my coworkers just come in here, but he's not even gonna be. They're not gonna be the person that's like dealing with you. They're just gonna
Yeah.
come in. You're like, ask some questions. Like, oh, don't ask me that. I'm not the doctor. And you're like, wait, what? Then why are you treating my fucking body like a bowling ball? Okay,
That's
let's go.
crazy.
So
that's cool. That's
It could be fun. It could be funny.
I've never done anything like that, and I think it's because I'm scared. I think I would be like, this is silly.
It is silly.
It's really silly.
I did it like on accident once, kind of. I mean, kind of. It was Halloween, right? So
there you go.
I'm Halloween. You know, I'm Aladdin. This girl starts acting like I'm Aladdin. Like she's
That's
straight
hot.
up. I'm not gonna lie, it was hot.
Yeah.
What'd she do? Cut off your hands because you stole something
Yeah.
from a Turkish bazaar?
Street rat. I was like, yo,
Oh
hey,
my
stop
God.
singing. No, she was like, you want to ride me like that magic carpet type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hot.
Like, it was hot. I'm not gonna
Halloween
lie.
is a good time to soft
It's a
launch
good
role play.
time. Yeah.
Yes.
For
I
real.
like that.
Yes.
I love Halloween because you'll have somebody who is dressed in some like all of these different costumes that are just like getting together where it's like you're like, man, last night I hooked up with fucking Dana Carvey from Wayne's World, dude. And
Yeah.
you know, and that was crazy.
Yeah, you see
because
Batman fucking that bunny, dude?
Yeah.
Like, shit, dude. It's crazy. For real. But yeah, she was straight up like acting like she's like the monkey. She's like, spank my monkey. I'm like, what? Monkey? That's my
Apu?
friend. That's Apu.
Apu?
It's my homie. Why would I spank him, yo?
dude,
Like,
Apu does not fuck
Nah.
Aladdin.
No,
Stick
I
your
know, right? I don't know if you've seen the movie. Like,
They don't bang.
They never bang.
Yeah,
dude.
that's
Stick
not
your
cool.
finger in my booty.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
There you go. Yeah, rub my bottle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think the role playing thing is fun. I think I'm lazy a little bit. I think I'm just like I gotta write a play. First of all, writer's strike.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
And I'm
You
sorry,
can't role play.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna cross the picket line.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a scabby. I wouldn't do that. So I just have I have a hard time, I think, getting myself into that situation because I'm like, I think I would almost tease myself. It's like anytime it takes a lot of like vulnerability to be like, I'm this. And I'm also like, I'm already an actor and I'm like, okay, listen, this doesn't seem like SAG rate for me. And I have like, I feel like I'm breaking some sort of contract doing this. And I'm like, it feels like labor. I'm like, so now I got to do
It
a
is.
convincing performance.
yeah, you don't want to take your job into the bedroom type shit.
Yeah,
That's
I
what it
mean,
is. That's what it comes down to. You know.
It's tough. But are you, do you consider yourself dominant in the bedroom?
I'm a switch.
Okay.
So I can do both. I enjoy doing both, being submissive and dominant in different scenarios.
Have you been with a girl who's been dominant?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Fun.
Yeah. It's dope.
I love being
Well,
dominant.
it's
I will
tight.
say that.
I don't think I've ever really done it. I think it takes a lot of, again, I think I'm just lazy.
Are you talking about like girl on top? Or are you talking about like beating the shit out of your sub?
I'm talking about more like that. I've definitely, of course, I've been on top.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
consider
not-
that
I don't consider
dominant.
that
I
either.
consider that
Some
just
being
like
on top
a good
one
position.
time. Yeah. It's
Nice,
like-
Well, some
sex
people are
position.
like, oh, I'm dom. I'm just going to get on top, lightly choke you, lightly spank you. And that's me being a dom. And that's not really
Yeah.
domination.
I feel like I've done that before, and I would not consider that.
I've
Yeah,
had,
that's dom
I've had a
light.
girl like
Yeah.
tell me what to do type shit.
Yeah.
Like everything. Like just and then that. Now get
See, I
it.
think that's as
Right?
somebody who's been with
It's
a guy who is dominant, it's kind of nice because you're like, oh my god, instructions.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like great. We don't have to like. Do you like it? Do I
Yeah.
like it? It's just like, oh well, she obviously likes that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you don't have to be like,
she told me to
okay,
do it. Great.
I
I don't. I like it too. So we're cool. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's a little more.
It was
direct.
nice. It was just like, oh, I don't gotta like worry about moving. It's like she'll tell me when to move. I'm just okay now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we're cool with it. You know?
But again, like your scenarios, it's a lot of effort. Like you have to really want to play and do that type of activity. Otherwise, it's a lot. It's emotional labor.
What does your sex work entail? Because I know that you have a very poppin' OnlyFans.
Hey, yo, shout out.
Yeah. So mine is actually fetish based. So I do a lot of like foot stuff, a lot of like burping and farting and stuff like that.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Burping? I didn't know that. I knew farting was a fetish because that's like
everything's
sexual.
a fetish.
In the jar.
Armpits are a fetish.
Armpits, hell yeah.
Like people fucking them?
People smelling them while they jerk
That
off.
Pheromones.
Stuff like
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ever smell someone's like pheromones?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, you know
actually,
yeah.
somebody, I would love to talk about that. We have not too much time left, but I do want to talk about that because I think that that's really interesting. And somebody actually asked us about it. It's pheromones. I don't know exactly. Oh, here we go. Body hair and pheromones. Like about, I think pheromones are honestly like the only way. I think that is an indication that your body is getting along with this other body. And I think you should really listen. I think listening to your body is like the best thing that you can do, because I think we try to be hyper analytical. We think that we are so smart, and of course we're like the most advanced creatures, and we have this high level of sentience, all of this stuff. But I think we are animalistic in ways that actually really help us, give us shortcuts. You know, like, you know when like you meet somebody and it just doesn't, it's like oil and vinegar, and you're just like, this isn't hitting. And I think that there's something biologically, and I'm not even talking, I'm talking even platonically, where you're like, I'm not really getting along with this person. It feels like I'm forcing a fucking square peg in a round hole just to have a conversation. This is really tough. And I'm like, I think that is nature being like, listen, you have a finite amount of energy. This person already isn't your person. You guys probably have totally different moral standpoints. It's not going to fucking work. That's why I'm making it more difficult. And I think smells are like that.
Smells are like that. I dated a girl once where she'd be like, oh, I stink. And for some reason, I would smell like sweet. Smell like ice cream. I was like, I don't know what you smell good.
Yes.
And that was like that girl made me the most horny I've ever, like, I was also like 19, you know what I mean? Like, I was also like,
you also didn't need help getting really
I didn't
horny.
need that much help, but you know what I mean? But like, she smelled sweet to me, and she'd be like, oh no, I haven't showered, don't, you know? I'm like, you smell like ice cream, you smell like blueberries.
I dated a guy where when he would come home from a run, I would want to fuck him before he showered, because it smelled, his like musk smelled good to me. And it's the same with, and that's a great thing. It's even the same thing with like, I don't know, the kind of like vaginal fluids. Like, I think that some guys are like, oh my God, no, it like tastes amazing. And I'm like, I think that some people's probably to them maybe even taste putrid. And it's not because the girl is unclean or has any sort of like BV or anything happening. I think it's just their flora and fauna don't match. And maybe if they were to procreate and have a child, that kid would be like, have sickle cell or something, like be all like super all like fucked up. And I think that that's your body like telling you like, hey, you shouldn't mate with this person. It's not working.
That makes sense, because you're right, because there's definitely more pleasant. I've had ones I'm like, oh wow, and then I've had some I'm like, oh no, you know, like I've had all that situation. I'm sure people with me as well, like, you know, like, not my favorite or whatever, not my favorite flavor at Baskin Robbins, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got 32, let's pick another one, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like, I've never thought about vaginas. I've thought about sweat, of course, and pheromones, but I never thought about like, because I just was like, oh, okay, that one's just not, you know, it didn't taste good, but it's fine.
Yeah, but I don't think it has to do with cleanliness. I mean, a vagina is a self-cleaning mechanism. And so I think that's when people are like, I mean, I don't know.
I don't think it's cleanliness.
When we were growing up in high school or like in middle school, how many times we're like, fucking, I don't eat pussy, dude. It smells bad, dude. Fucking, it sucks,
gross,
dude.
It's
fish, bro.
Stinky, dude. Yeah, like smells like fucking raw fish, bro. And I'm like, I don't think that's like probably pretty rare.
That's an issue.
Yeah,
it's pretty rare.
That's a medical issue.
I would say it's pretty rare, and I would say like it's just like different pungencies, you know, like some are a little.
Is pungency a word? Because I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it, but it's just different
pungency.
pungencies. Like some are a little more tangy, some are sweeter, some are
tangy,
some are a little, you
zesty.
know, zesty. Yeah. Some are just
cool
it's just varying, whatever. But I always think about it. I'm like, my dick can't taste good. Like it can't.
Sometimes,
it just
you
can't.
know?
I mean, I've heard that, which I'm like, you're lying. Why are you lying?
Yeah, there's like, I mean, that's
you're a liar.
I think that penises are built stupid because you come and piss out of the same hole.
Exactly.
We got two different holes for it. They're like,
I know.
It's so dumb. It's like the same hose, and they're like, put your mouth on the. Also, I don't have that much of an aversion to piss. I've never. I'm not like piss on me, but I'm like, if I got a little bit of piss in my mouth, I wouldn't be like, this is the end of the
Yeah.
world. I'd be
I
like,
agree.
"Nah, it's just
I agree. It's just piss.
Yeah, it's
Sterile,
just piss.
chill. It's just be everybody pisses.
This is why I
If it's
fucked-
shit, we got a problem.
That's
Well,
bad. That's a no-no.
I'm not into that, but
Do you have clients
I
that
do.
are into that?
I 100%
That's okay. I'm not.
What do
I'm
they
not
want? Do they
shaming.
want you to poop on camera?
No, they want me to mail it to them.
What is
Hey,
Oh, in a
yo.
box.
Yes.
In a jar.
Shit
In
in
a
a box?
God, what a poor fucking
And you know what they
mailman.
do
What
with
is
that.
I
a
know,
mailman who
right?
doesn't get paid that much?
I know.
It's just like
You
God,
gotta
this
go
package
priority
smells
shipping.
horrible.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go first class. For
They
that
sent
one.
he sent me one of those vac seals.
Oh, that's nice.
So that I'll put the box in the vacuum seal, seal
Mm.
it up, spray my perfume on top, put it in a box, and then ship it out.
What is he doing? Like, if you want somebody's poop, what are you doing with that?
Yeah.
I think you know, Nina.
Is he
He's
eating
fucking
it?
He's
it?
eating it.
He's
No
eating
way.
it.
I thought he was
No,
like, no, I
shut
went from
the
like he's
fuck
coming
up.
on it.
I thought he
he's
was
eating
fucking it.
guys.
I thought he put his. I thought he put his dick
Our
in
brain
it.
all went to
Yeah, we
different-
all went different. But I thought I thought he was like, oh, he's gonna put his dick in it or something.
No,
Eating?
he's
eating it. He told you
Eating?
that.
Did he tell you
He's
this?
gonna get sick.
He sent me a video
Yeah.
once.
He sent you a video of it.
What?
And I said, never fucking send me this again. But
he
I'll still
did-
mail it to
But
you.
did you get a tip or anything with the video? Like, I was
a tip?
with the video. Like, he was like, "Here's $50 in a."
No.
Nothing?
But he was paying.
Was
a
he gonna
lot
be
for it.
happy that you like? Did
Yeah,
he
did he
assume that
what?
you're gonna watch the video and be like, "This pleases me"?
Yes.
He must have.
He thought you were gonna watch it. Be like,
I did
finally.
tell him.
Yeah.
I did tell him he's like one of my favorite clients because
Hey,
he really
yo.
is the best. He respects my boundaries.
Wow. That's
Except
kind.
for that time, and I said no, and he never did it again.
Do you
No,
see
he
anybody in
respects your
person?
boundaries.
I
Or-
used to.
Not
I used
anymore.
to tickle people.
Oh, you were tickler.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about
That's
your
lit.
that fetish?
Tickling, I don't like as much. I really fuck with foot guys because
Mm-hmm.
I understand where that comes from. It's like what we were talking about, and it's like the way your
It's
brain
a
is
classic
wired.
fetish too.
pretty
It's like
classic.
so close to like what turns you
feels
on.
vanilla
it can
to
get.
me. But, yeah.
It's a little vanilla
It's a
at
little
this
vanilla.
point.
Yeah, at this point
it's
it
a little
is.
But a
vanilla,
lot
yeah.
of people are shocked when they find out that foot fetish is the #1 fetish in the world. Like more people are attracted to feet than they are to boobs and butts.
Yeah. I
What?
Know. Yeah,
I
I've heard
know.
this. Wow.
I know. And now
I
that
wish
I've
I
told you
was.
this, if you're ever wearing like an open-toed shoe in public, just look around and see how many men are looking down at your feet.
Well, I had an encounter one time where I was wearing these
Now I have to
heels.
look at everybody's feet now.
I was wearing
Jeez.
these like heels with open toe shoes and like socks with them, like these silk socks with them. And this guy, who I could only describe as if you were to draw a picture of a serial killer, comes up to me. He's like, oh, "I like your shoes. Are those socks that you're wearing?" I was like, "Yeah, they're what." I was not putting the two and two together. I'm just like, "Yeah, bro, they're shoes. Like just whatever." And then he began to say like, "Well, can I like?" I'm really interested in your feet. And he had a table at this really fancy club in Soho. So I'm like, oh, this guy's already spent like $2,000 on a table. We're in like, this guy's like probably a finance guy. He's like a millionaire. He doesn't give a fuck. And I was just like, I'm going to sell this motherfucker the fucking socks off my feet right now.
Yeah.
And so I had to pretend like I've done this before. So I was like, and I had a friend with me. And she was kind of like my foot pimp. Like I was like, okay, we can like, and she's really scrappy. And I was like, she'll be really good at it. And he's like, all right, like if you want to make a deal with her, you talk to me, and I'll do. You know, you could buy the socks like for $1,000. You could buy the socks for $1,000, and he's like, well, I don't know about that. And then he wanted me like give him a foot job, and I was like, no, I don't touch. I can like sell you the shoes. I can sell you the socks, whatever. And he said the scariest thing to me. He's like, it's just it makes me want to do bad things. I'm like, if I'm alone with this man, he's
Oh
gonna
my
kill me.
God, he would have murdered you right there.
Yeah, he would've killed
Your
me.
friend wasn't there.
But the funny thing is that
with your shoe.
he didn't end up making any purchase. He just like, but he kept like staring at my feet. And my friend Sophia, shout out to Sophia, was literally like, hey man, you gotta stop window shopping my hose. And it was like the
She's
funniest thing was like, stop looking at her feet, man, if you're not gonna
that's
spend money on them.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like,
Wow.
I had gotten, I mean, that was like so crazy that I had gotten to stop there. And I think the foot thing, so this was my theory about foot fetishes, and correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously there's a lot of psychological theories with it.
Yeah.
I've heard that it's because if you were a child, when you were like, fetishes start at a very, very, very young age. And when you're a child, you're on the floor quite a bit. So you're around feet. And if your mom didn't like, you know, she's like, oh, like didn't even like hold you as much. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but puts you down on the floor, and you're just kind of like, you're looking at your mother's feet a lot.
Damn.
And you're just like, oh, I'm yearning. There's like this yearning that you have as a baby, wanting your mom, but the closest thing to her is her feet.
Yo.
So then you create this like sexual connection with it because it's really just you yearning
pleasure,
for it.
yeah.
It's an
Yeah.
interesting
Okay.
theory.
That's
I mean,
interesting.
it is like brain
Nina
wires
Freud out here.
crossed, honestly, because they're so close to each other, that attraction level, and that's the truth. The science behind it is it's just so close together that it could touch, and then that's how people are attracted to fetishes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you have
So-
like what's like the oddest fetish that you have encountered?
I mean, shit in
It's
a
a good
bag
question.
is pretty
Yeah.
wild. I mean,
that's
yo,
not odd.
shit.
you're
That's
like,
not
what's
odd to me.
crazier than shitting in a bag and eating it, dude?
I actually understand that because
He wants to
because
consume
the
you.
mentality is
Yeah, I
he wants
get
a
it.
little piece of me,
Yes.
like inside,
Like
of
Dahmer
him.
style.
That's
Yeah,
cute.
and it's creepy. Okay, so the weirdest fetish to me, it's not weird, but I don't understand it. I'm a teeny tiny small man, and you're a great big giant woman.
I get
And
that.
You pick
I get
me
that
up,
too, actually.
and you pick me up.
As
and hold
comedians,
me.
we're like, yeah, that's how we
No.
feel on stage.
It's not sexual though, because it's like,
Yeah.
and then you pick me up and tell me like how tiny I am, and you just constantly talk about how small, and like you could squash me with your foot.
That's
I
hot.
can kind of get it. I can
get that too.
I can kind of
Yeah.
get it. I
Being
can-
dominated by a woman
Yeah.
and also being like it is like mommy like I
Yeah.
think, and it's also like I mean the dynamic is very Miss Piggy and Kermit. Let's
There's
say
a little bit of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
it's very much, but I think that. I mean, you look at any R. Crumb like drawing, and it is like, you know, he was such a little tiny man, and he was obsessed with these like buxom women that were really curvy and voluptuous, and that makes sense to me because that's what they're lacking.
Yeah,
You know?
it is. They want to be big. They want to be like bigger than life, but they're this tiny little man. Like, just,
Yeah, and they're-
and then they want you to be like. It's almost like they feel that way. And it's like, I just want someone to tell me I'm right. I'm this tiny little man. Fucking, that's all I am. You know, like
Yeah.
I see it. I can understand why they
It's
would.
fun to do.
It
Like
sounds
it's
fun.
really fun to perform.
And
It's
when
like,
you're little, like when you're that tiny of like a dude, let's say you're like really just like skinny, like scant fellow, you to be like totally immersed in somebody's like flesh, you know, like if you're like a you know, like a squishy woman, like I'm sure that's like really, if they're just like so bony and then they're like, oh my god, this woman has like, you know, like fluffy breasts and like
Yeah, I
I
get
can
it.
get
yeah.
that.
That's hot.
Yeah.
There are
I
like
guess,
there
alright.
are
Yeah.
a number of fetishes that I don't necessarily understand, but I enjoy making customs like versus others for sure. Like I would much rather. There was one guy who asked me to film myself sleeping with my midriff showing. So
Oh,
I
that's kinda
literally
sweet.
took a nap for 30 minutes and he paid me a couple $100 and I
Sick.
didn't like, it was just my stomach showing. So stuff
Sleeping
like
on the
that,
job, huh?
I'm like, I would much rather do that than have somebody say like, oh, I want you to like moan my name for 5 minutes.
yeah, I feel that.
It's like there's like other fetishes that I
That's wild.
enjoy doing.
Have you
a
ever
lot more.
poured milk on yourself?
I've like gargled it and like spit it.
I
You know,
knew
like
a girl who was sending videos to a dude where she would dress up like a cow and pour milk on herself, and she would go moo, and she was naked, and then she'd pour milk on herself, and then she showed me this video one time. I was like, it's kind of hot, yo.
I thought you were gonna say like he did it and then he was like, psych, I'm not jerking off to this. You look fucking lame, dude. You're just yelling moo.
I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of hot, like, because she was barely dressed like a cow, just like a little bit of cow going on, you know, which is kind of hot. It's like a little bit of
cow going
hey,
on.
I ain't fucking a full cow, but if you like half cow, all right, okay, I'm listening. And then she's out there, and then like she's got a jar of milk. So I was like, oh, you a farmer girl? Damn, you been out in the fields, you know what I mean? It's like
She's a milk maiden.
She's a milk maiden, you know. And then she pours it on herself, and it just draped the body nice. I'm not gonna lie, milk. I didn't know this until I saw this.
milk does the body good.
It does the body good. It like drapes it. It's like all thick and like milky. You know what I mean? Like it looks almost like a white outfit on you. You know? Yeah, it do
There's
look
some
good.
things that you'd be so shocked.
I
you'd
couldn't
find
believe-
so sexy. Like
I couldn't believe
pet
it.
play, for example.
No.
Not real animals. Not real animals.
I got dogs. I can't do
I
that.
I have a
Can't do that
dog.
to- I can't do
but
that to
have
my
you ever
dog, you know
been
what I
the dog?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Put on a
No.
dog mask and
Hey,
just
yo.
empty
Dog
your
mask.
brain. Empty your brain, and you're a dog now.
Nope.
No thoughts. just
Ugh,
treats.
no thanks.
So nice.
No, it's the
No,
best.
Sounds
it is
great, actually.
The biggest relief. It's like someone's dominating you. Say, go get the ball. Go drink out of this. Go take a nap. Go in the cage.
Sounds
I'll
relaxing.
take
It
a
is
nap.
relaxing.
I'll take a nap. Yeah, I'll do the nap part with
No, I just like just to turn
shit.
off. Like I mean, the amount of times I've been envious for like any sort of dog, cat. I'm like, God, you don't even know what is like happening in the world.
Yeah,
You don't
for
know
real.
anything about Joe Biden.
Yeah, you have no
That
idea.
is-
You don't even know what Ukraine is.
Yeah,
dude.
dude,
You know?
that's so
Exactly.
nice, dude.
Yeah, no,
They're
I feel
stoked.
you. I feel you.
And
That's
to
cool.
have someone just pet you
Oh, that's nice.
and
That is
ask
nice.
nothing else of you
Yo, we all,
doesn't lead to
we wanna
anything
be dogs
sexual.
now.
And they
Shit.
like love you unconditionally.
I know.
Yeah, that's pretty
damn.
cool.
It's pretty nice.
Your attention span is like 8 seconds.
I guess like furries are kind of that, but that's like a whole lifestyle genre
Yeah.
as well. It's not just sexual. I think it
Yeah.
started in that way, and then it kind of became like, okay, now we're just like into the
we're
entire
wolves,
lifestyle
yeah.
of it. But it's like, how do they even? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of happy that I don't. I am I'm vanilla. I'm very sexual, hence having this show. And I've had a lot of sex in my life.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. But I don't have any sort of. It's really just like I enjoy the connection with people. I like having
Aw.
sex. It's very fun. I think it's an awesome thing to do. I think that it's a privilege to be able to do when you're young, and it's like you can do it so much when you're younger, and obviously you can do it up until the day you fucking die, but I think the drive for it kind of diminishes with like your hormonal change and whatnot. And I think it's just I think it's fucking awesome. I think it's one of the only times I'm fully present is when I'm like can be having sex, unless I'm thinking about an open draft in my fucking email.
Yeah.
But it's like, wow, I'm like so connected right now, and I'm so here, and I'm feeling so much pleasure without any illicit substances in my body whatsoever. That's so fucking cool. But it's easy for me. Like it's a very like it's simple. I'm like I just like having good sex with somebody who's attractive. That's how simple. I'm like that's my fetish.
Yeah.
It's like that's
Mine is like
Fetish.
every single hole needs to be filled. Both of ours.
Hey yo.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, yo. All right.
so you're okay. So this is
Yeah.
like a plug me up
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
You a switchboard. All right. Okay. Yeah. Damn,
Yeah.
bro. You an extension cord. too.
Connecting your
Basically,
phone.
Yeah, damn.
basically,
So with both of theirs. So do you peg?
this fly wants to get in on
Yeah,
it.
seriously.
Yeah,
He's
That
like,
fly
I'll
trying
get
to
in one of your
fuck,
holes.
yo.
He likes
Wait,
them
we talking
first.
all
Fuck
holes,
on
fucking
it.
ears?
All
What's
holes?
going on?
No.
Yeah, nose.
But
nostrils.
face holes,
What
not
about
nose holes.
Not nose. Okay,
Face
yeah.
holes,
Although-
mouth hole only.
Mummification is a thing.
I know. I heard about it.
You heard about it.
Sounds not fun.
Y'all ain't never died
if
for
you
like a
want
month.
your-
you never fucked a dead body. Yeah, what the fuck you talking about? Neel, shit.
Yeah, dude, I'm lame.
Open
I'm like
your
a
mind,
nun.
dude. Yeah, you are vanilla. Yeah. Damn.
I do like pegging though.
You do?
Yeah.
Would you ever do that?
I tried like a finger in the booty hole, and it just wasn't like it didn't do nothing.
See,
And
I think a finger's not enough. Like
Maybe-
For a guy.
For
A
a
guy has
guy.
a bigger.
perhaps,
Yeah.
because it just tickled, just like
With
woo!
women
when you
have
hit
smaller.
that prostate, it's over
just
for
tickled my ass. It just tickled me a little bit, and like a gay guy directed my girl once, like college, and we went to a gay bar, karaoke. We had fake IDs, pulled up. We're like 19, 20. We pulled up, and like we're like doing karaoke, whatever. And these gay dudes are hitting on me. I'm like, nah, that's my girl. And they're like, okay, what you need to do tonight? And then she was like, what? And she's like, okay, so you. And then that night she went, and it just tickled. I was like, whoa.
you.
Hey.
Wait,
You know what
did
I
she
mean?
ask?
She did. She was
Okay,
like, I
okay,
want to
okay.
try some. I was like, hey, cool, whatever. She's like, the finger. I was like, yeah, go for it. And then she went, and I was just like, ooh.
The problem
It's
is
tickly.
the finger feels like poop
Yeah.
Yeah.
in and out of your butt.
A little
like
bit,
it's
yeah,
just
a
you
little
need
bit.
something
Maybe.
thicker.
The plug
and
is great.
longer.
I think the butt plug is
Is the
very
size?
key.
Yeah,
Because
see,
the finger is also like you have a nail. It's like can be sharp.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like the butt plug is very nice because it's like lubricated. It is a device especially for that, and it actually is like so much more comfortable. It's
That's why I like
much,
toys. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
toys sometimes are superior to the phalanges in a way.
Yeah. One time she did something weird. She put a hair tie around my balls.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at this. This was kind of cool.
Wait, did it
Hot.
feel good?
It felt fine. It didn't like hurt or anything. It just
It
felt.
didn't hurt.
You know what? We this is like another misconception. Like getting hit in the balls, it hurts, but we exaggerate.
Is it like a funny
You know?
bone hurt? Is
Yeah,
it
it's like
one
a
of
funny
those
bone
where you're
hurt,
like,
yeah.
It's
We,
like
I mean, of
uncomfortable.
course, if you get kicked or like something terrible, like a bowling ball, of course, it's gonna really be a problem.
Yeah.
But like, just squeezing her a little bit, it's like it's a little like ooh, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
not gonna ruin your life. So she put the hair tie around it, and then she blew me, and then when I was ready to come, she undid it, and it was. Yeah.
You came a lot because
yes,
of that.
I think I came a little more. Yeah, it was good 30% more.
Did
Good
you have a
30%.
stronger orgasm?
Yeah, it came because it was all built up. It's all built up it comes from the balls.
I feel like I'm learning so much in this episode that I'm
yeah,
like,
you're
damn.
welcome.
I know. I'm like, I'm gonna.
You're welcome, but that was a cool move.
Yeah,
Cock
that's
rings
kinda
are
cool.
Fun. Cock rings are fun, and some of them have like a ball attachment. So
Yeah.
it'll go around your dick and your ball, like a
Yeah,
different loop. for
I
balls.
used one time in New York actually on accident. I mean, I do a lot of things on accident.
Would you
So,
fell and slipped
Respect.
into one?
I was hooking up with this girl in New York, and I was staying at like some hotel, and right around was a bodega, and I just wanted to get condoms. And I go, hey man, can I get those condoms? And the guy was Indian. He was like, this one? And I was like, yeah, those condoms. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, yo, they're just condoms. Like, what the fuck? I was confused. Might have been a little drunk. I was like, yeah, dude, those, dude, whatever. He goes, you're going to blast off. I go, what?
I love him.
I go, what? And then I go outside. I'm like, man, what the hell is this? And I look at it. I go, it's a cock ring with a little vibrate. What the fuck? And I go, now I gotta go get a condom from another bodega. So then I go to another bodega, but now I got a cock ring and I got the condoms. And the girl's like, let's try it. You know what I mean? I was
That's
like,
fun.
let's go for it. And I blasted off.
So good.
I was Elon Musk, dog. I was in space, dog. Me, it's SpaceX out here. Blast off.
They have.
You're going to
these-
blast off, man.
It's so good. They have these attachments for magic wand vibrators
Word.
that you put on the tip, and they're like penis sheaths.
Oh, word.
So if you're also sitting on this magic wand, then your partner can also put their penis in
Good.
and have it like vibrating
Yeah.
like a jackhammer.
Share the love.
God,
There
I
are so
respect
many
it.
attachments that make it like dual sex
Yeah,
toy.
hell
it's,
yeah.
it's interesting, but a lot of men, and correct me if I'm wrong, like to have their balls tugged on.
Oh yeah, I don't mind a little bit of pressure. A lot
Or
of
like a slap.
A lot of girls
Or a
think
slap.
a lot of girls think I don't need like they like go like and I always go like you can go harder, you can go like stronger.
We
you
don't
can go
know.
firmer.
Like,
No,
yeah,
but
we don't
that's
know.
why
You don't
we
want to
direct.
hurt them. It's like the same
get
thing with
it.
our like clit. It's like you almost have to earn that
Privilege, yeah.
Well, it's not even a privilege of like it's really a physical thing where it's like if you just like go real hard initially, I'm gonna be completely desensitized. I'm not
Right.
gonna feel a fucking thing. But if you're like subtle with it and then you like get like really intense with it, it's great.
That's what I do.
And
I
that's
start
like the,
smart. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the same thing with balls.
I
Where it's
think
like,
so, too.
If you're just like really turned on, you like stroke it a little bit, and then you're just all like, all right, give it a little boom. It's gonna be a better
You
situation.
can do, yeah, because the thing is, like, I just direct, like I said, like
That's
I'm a
good.
director. I'm just like,
That's
hey, you
good.
know, I'm like, you can go, like,
You're a visionary.
I'm a visionary. Yeah, I have a vision, and just like she's got to do it. you
You're
know?
just framing up
Yeah,
every
literally.
time you're fucking. You're
and
like,
action. No, cut. Okay, so
you
okay.
actually out of frame in this one, so
Yeah.
we're gonna do it again. And I want you to
That's
start off screen.
Oh wait,
and then
yeah, wait, continuity. Hold on. This bottle was here. So he's fucking he's setting up the room. No, but
okay, can we reset back to one?
reset and sound rolling.
Excuse
Sound
me,
rolling?
ma'am, your whole mouth is on the boom mic.
Yeah, it's on the man. That's the mic. You're gonna right over here. But yeah, so I just like direct. So if a girl like is like gets a little like tougher, I go, yeah, you can go a little more. Yeah, and I'm like, that's good, like right there. So then they know
Yeah.
the pressure. So they know like this is enough pressure.
More
you know
women
what I
need
mean?
to do this.
More women
because
do, and I tell women to do it. I'm
that
like,
you
just tell
should.
me
Yeah.
what, because like when they like something, I'm like, did you like that? Is that what you like? Tell me, let me know.
And we need to know like how hard is too hard. Like we need
Yeah,
to be
I
told,
agree.
or we're not going to do it at all.
I
Like,
agree, I
We
agree.
get scared and
Yeah.
nervous to do
I
stuff, to
understand,
try
and I
stuff.
understand that you don't want to hurt the person. You don't want to
Yeah.
like,
No.
you don't want them to be like, ow, ooh, what are you
And
doing?
you don't want to ruin the sexual experience that you're
Yeah.
having at that
Yeah.
moment, and like for them to get like afraid of like if you do it and they're like, oh, what the fuck, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Maybe I have a theory about this because like there are some girls who know the exact amount of pressure, I'm like maybe they've just like someone told them, you know what I mean? Like maybe they've just
They
been,
had a Michelle. They had
They
a
had
Michael.
Michelle. They had a
They
Michael.
had a Michael.
Get yourself a Michelle or a Michael. Yeah, because there's been like a couple girls. I was like, oh wow, it was like exactly right. That was like
Yeah.
Goldilocks.
But that's
you know what I
intuitive
mean?
touch. See, that's
Yeah.
intuitive
Yeah.
touch. Some people are just really good at it intuitively feeling. Because I've hooked up with people like brand new people, whatever. It could be a one night stand. And I'm like, wow, this man knew exactly what to do. And I don't think it's because he's some fucking Svengali who's like so incredibly good at fucking. I think that, again, it's almost like the pheromonal thing where it's like there's some sort of unspoken bonding that we have, something that's happening. And I think sometimes it works. And I will say that having amazing sex with somebody for the first time, it's great. It's awesome.
Yes.
But also having sex with somebody and let's say you really like somebody, wait for a while to have sex, and then you're like, okay, that was fine. It will get better. I think that's another thing. Like if you're just connected to somebody, it will get better and better. You know what I mean? Like sex can be amazing right out the gate. It can also be just kind of like mediocre. And then you can build to having like some of the most incredible sexual connection with somebody, which feels like really earned and great. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that that's also like kind of romantic in a way because I think there's some people who are like, oh, the sex was amazing. I was talking to a girlfriend actually yesterday and she was like, this guy, it's great, the sex is great, but I'm not into him in all these other ways. And I'm like, then stop seeing him. Yeah. There's no point. She's like, well, the sex is great. I'm like, that doesn't matter. Him every once in a while. Yes, but it's exactly. Or you know what I mean? Because there's going to be somebody else and it's like the sex, again, might not be incredibly amazing the first time you fuck them or even the first like month, okay? But it's going to get even better and better and better. And then that's going to be somebody you actually really like because you can have amazing sex, I think, with anybody that you're in love with. That's just going to happen.
That's true. Yeah, there was one girl, I was like, it was the craziest, most amazing sex like I've ever had, but she was one of the weirdest people I've ever had a conversation with.
What kind of, like Bjork weird?
What? Yeah. I don't even know.
There's a little tiny elevator in the way of us.
And you're like, all right. So where can I put my dick? Then?
Yeah. What are we doing? Yeah. But she was incredible, but I had to cut it off because I was like, I can't even, like, I couldn't like
have a conversation.
I couldn't hang out with her or like bring her around people because they're like, what's going on with that girl? I'm like, I don't know. You know, she's cool.
She's like in the corner doing like a beautiful mind, like fucking like writing on the fucking windows. You're like, hey, get.
Yeah, she's
down from there.
She's now the vice president. She's Kamala Harris. No,
Wow,
incredible in bed. No, but this girl was like incredible. But like, and I remember being like, this is amazing, but like, I cannot continue.
Well, yeah, sex can get you like your foot in the door. It's like it can get you the interview, and it's not going to keep you in the role. It's not going to keep you at the job at all. It's like it's not going to really do much for longevity. Yeah. And I think that like you cannot replace sex in lieu of actually a real connection with somebody. That just doesn't, that's going to wear off so quickly. It really will. It won't. Unless like that's all you kind of care about. And then I'm like, that's all I fucking care about then. I'm too fucking cerebral and like intellectual to just be connected to somebody with sex. That's the thing.
See, I'm the opposite.
Disgusting. Really?
Yeah,
it's just sex?
I think it's because we're comics. We're over analytical. We're in our heads.
Yes.
We need some kind of connection. We need to vent. We need to express ourselves. We need someone to bounce ideas. We need like someone that's like neurologically connected as well, like someone that's like, you know.
Yeah, I feel closer to somebody if I can connect with them on that level than I can on a physical level. Agreed. Honestly, because I almost feel like, especially with a man, I think a man is very mysterious and innocuous to me, like emotionally and mentally, that if I feel like I'm only connecting with them physically and then after that physical exchange I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, what's going on? I feel no connection. And then I actually feel really self-conscious. But I will say comics were more in our heads, and maybe you're more in your body, which I think is like,
that makes
there's
sense.
some people
I don't
that
like to be in my head during sex.
But even like in your life,
that's
like
tight, yo.
you're obviously like smart, but there's like, I think that
you're more physically,
you know how there's different
part.
Yeah, there's people that have like, there's heart types, head types, and body types, where people are like more oriented in like their body, and some people are more oriented with like their emotions, and some are more in their like mental space, and I'm definitely the latter. That's like I always in my
spend way
head.
too much of my life in the head zone that when it comes to sex, it has to be about like release and relief.
That's tight. I want to spend the rest of my life in the head zone.
That's a blowjob joke.
Speaking of the head zone, I dated this guy who had a bent dick. Like, it was
Hey, yo.
broken.
But it-
he broke it.
Oh no.
It was fully bent. Like,
oh no, someone
right
sat on it
angle.
weird, probably.
We're
No,
talking
I
like
think
we're on Waze and it's like shop right.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Like,
Yes.
turn left. Yeah, it's like
Take a hard ass right.
it was a U-turn. Okay.
Yeah, it was a U-turn.
Where in the
Damn.
dick did it bend?
It right in the middle.
Halfway?
Now I know how.
So a
it
90-degree
happened.
angle.
So how did it happen? Yeah.
He was really, really fucked up, and he was jerking off, and he just like broke it when he was jerking.
Oh
off.
Didn't even do
my
it in a cool way
God.
where like a girl like
girl-
slammed on his dick.
A girl
No.
with like the biggest booty on the planet, like you know,
No.
or something. Nothing.
However,
Oh my God.
it was not only some of the best sex. He was
Wow.
so good at going down on me. Like he made me come immediately. I've never had a guy go down on me and like immediately make me come. It usually
That's
takes a while.
overcompensation.
It's usually
Yeah.
like I need to tell them how to do
insecure
it.
about his dick being a right angle, and so he's like, I gotta.
He
get good at
learned
eating
how to
pussy.
do it so well.
Yeah.
He learned how to
that's
use his dick
good for
so
him.
well.
It's a skill.
Good for
It's a
him.
skill.
Shout
I was
out.
like, I was literally recommending him to my friends to have
Hell
sex
yeah.
with. I was like, you want to have sex with this guy?
Wow.
His dick is you'll see it, and it'll be surprising. But trust me.
What do you mean you'll see? Oh, yeah, I thought you were gonna show us. All right, never
Yeah,
mind.
I'm like, okay with stuff.
Yeah, you got pictures?
Guys, I think we should wrap. Thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for fucking. This has been amazing. Can you plug yourself, please?
Yeah. Neel Nanda. Follow me everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. I'm almost done with tour right now. My last day is in Toronto this weekend. Probably won't air before then.
No.
But I'll be back on tour again this fall. I just came back from an 11-city tour and I'm exhausted, so I'm taking a break for June. But in the fall, I'll be back out. So
And
come say
Neil's
what's up.
really funny. If you have an opportunity to see him live, I really suggest it. So just
Stop
do
it.
that.
Thank you.
Bree, please plug yourself on all the stuff.
Okay, you can follow me at Bree Essrig on all social media, and if you're a curious little perv, you can check out my OnlyFans, Lil Summer Hoe.
Well, thanks again, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Girls on Guys. If you have any questions, please DM the account, DM me, whatever you guys want us to talk about. I love it. So, bye.
Oh, oh.